Very amazing time on business MuMu, business MuMu. Many times I get it wrongly, and then I have my friends, they will scold me and say, hey, it's not MuMu, it's MuMu. It's been a year already, and I'm excited about the good things that has happened, the good things that we have experienced, the good things that we are even yet to hear of or know about, if, that has happened through business Momo. We have been able to uh, you know create that awareness that with what we have, yes, we can do so much in Africa. Businesses should not waste away. Businesses should not contribute to our waste, when they are supposed to be solving the problem of waste. And that's why we came up with Business Momo. It's been interesting all the way, and this is not possible without your sure support and show of love from time to time. Thank you so much, and I say I'm so grateful. So grateful for your support and for your. It's going to be very interesting today. I've got a great team of people right here with me, and we're going to be doing great stuff together at this event of the anniversary of Business Momo. It's going to be very, very impactful, and it's going to change a lot of things in Africa. So why not buckle your seatbelts? Let's take these flights and we fly. I already have in the studio with me Emmanuel is going to be here with me, co-host this together, and it's a super pleasure to have a superstar like him on the show. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for saying yes to this offer to join me today on the show. Let me bring him in. Okay, Emmanuel, how you doing today? Emmanuel, are you there? Can you hear me? Emmanuel, I guess he has connectivity issue at his end. Okay, we move. Okay. While he sorts that out, it's going to be me and you here today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm already seeing people coming around. You're welcome, sir. One of my big bros. Yes, Ademola Murebishe, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you here. We are excited about the anniversary. Yes, it has not been a 1 year of passivity. It's been very active and impactful. Something that everybody can testify to it. And really, the event of this anniversary is supposed to be louder than this. So many people came to me and said, "Hey, guy, what's up? Do this," and I was like, "Hey, it's a good warm up, and we are happy with it." So it's not bad to warm up this way, if at all. And it's not something to be overly excited about. Yeah, a lot has happened in the space of this 1 year. I mean, a lot has really happened. Businesses have started, from just listening and being part of the business Momo session. People have changed a lot of things about their business concepting, idea to business. Everything have really changed for a lot of people, and we are happy that these are happening. Uh, and you know what? Even when we don't know about them yet, we know that a lot is happening, and people are getting better, getting great result for the impact of business Momo. While Emmanuel is still trying to join me here, I'll be here, holding the ground for him to join, and it's going to be interesting to have him here because I really want to have him here. It's going to be my pleasure to have a great man as him right here on the stage. Today we have lined up already wonderful people from our team of you know amazing activators. These are people that have watched closely, and they may not be of the people that catch your fancy. They may not even interest you, but seriously, these guys have got stuff. They've got stuff, they got value, and they have got virtue. They've got the character that is needed to be able to dispense value sustainably. So it's a great pleasure, really, to have them today, and we're going to have it together. We're going to enjoy ourselves absolutely together. Thank you so much, Ozazi Omodiagbe. Sorry if I didn't pronounce the name properly. It's a pleasure to have you again today. Thank you so much. Emmanuel, are you here now? I want to get your audio. Audio has not input into the studio. It doesn't come. Okay, I think I can hear your audio now. Beautiful. Emmanuel. Oh, okay. Beautiful.
Wow.
You're welcome. How do you do today?
I can't hear you, sir.
I can hear you. You're audible now. Let's go. You have the floor, please.
All right. I can hear you. Can you hear me very well, sir?
Very well. I can hear you very well.
Okay. Wow. I'm so excited to be here today. I'm so excited. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to know if you can still hear me.
We can still hear you. We can still hear you. Well.
All right. Wow. It's a very big pleasure here today. And my name is Emmanuel Omale. Like our company already said. So I'm Emmanuel Omale, and I want to welcome you actually to this first year anniversary of the business MuMu. And it's a privilege to be hosting this event with Mr. Olatunji, the convener of this conference. Talking about Mr. Olatunji, Mr. Olatunji is a growth activator and is also the founder, which is an offshoot of the Growth Type Consulting that founded by himself, which he founded himself. Last year, Mr. Olatunji was named among the last year, Mr. Olatunji was named among the 21 most prominent people, most influential people on LinkedIn. His passion and foresight for African business is what has led him to bet the business MuMu that we are celebrating today. So business MuMu started in 2020. That was before the lockdown, and at that time, the main goal was to enlighten the public about business problems as well as provide solutions to those problems as much as text and graphics were mainly deployed at that period of time. So the problems were illustrated in bits and then use text to communicate the problem and then the possible solutions to those problems. That was basically what the business MuMu was about then. This ran for 62 days consistently. Yes. So during those periods, we had 2 straight days uninterrupted of delivering solutions to African business problems. And during this period was when the lockdown struck and it affected the business MuMu project. There began to be inconsistencies in the days, and eventually the host himself, Mr. Olatunji, had to take a break after the 72nd day. So it was after the 72nd day that we had to take a break because of the inconsistencies and a lot of other issues that arose at that period of time. Mr. Olatunji began to think of better ways to bring back business. He had obviously had enough of typing text and making graphics to pass across his message. The idea of LinkedIn live sessions seemed like the way forward. So he started looking towards I'm looking forward to having lines instead of just text and graphics. So this led him to apply for the LinkedIn Live feature on his profile, which usually takes about 60 days. But surprisingly, he had it in just 2 days. So by March 2021, first business MuMu LinkedIn Live session was held. This time, the activity business MuMu was now centered around just three main activities. You know, um, experience and exposure. So these three pillars were what the business MuMu started to run on at this period of time. That was by March 2021. The goal was to reduce African business mortality through precise education and experience to drive a culture of excellence. We wanted to drive a culture of excellence, and we wanted to do this by precise education and experience. And the goal was to reduce African business mortality. The business entertained so many high-profile guests, ranging from 30 under 30 Forbes list, people in that then where we've also had United Nations consultants at some time. Then we've also had 40 under 40 elites and so many more categories of people of elites have been featured on the business Momo. Today, business Momo has reached thousands of people in Nigeria, Africa, and across the globe. Today, business Momo, whose name itself was coined from three Japanese parlance, Ninja and Mori, is privileged to be convening the largest gathering of SMEs at our first year anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you once again to the first year anniversary of the Business Momo Conference, the largest gathering of SMEs across the globe. A wonderful session at a wonderful period and fulfilling afternoon at this conference. Thank you very much.
Wow, absolute, absolute, absolute. Thank you so much. Uh, that got me into the mood again. Hey, this is what we are here for. I really appreciate that careful choice of words and with so much wisdom you have been able to bring us back into the reality of why we are here. Thank you so much. I do appreciate. Uh, um, I would like you to stay around. Sometimes I may just have you be on the stage and all of it like that. Thank you so much. We already have some of our guests already in the studio, waiting for their time, and then we're going to enjoy ourselves absolutely today. For those of us that have been engaging in the comment section, it's a pleasure to have you already. Thank you so much. Please just do shout out to us in the comment section. We're here for you, and it's going to be really awesome time today. Okay. I'm seeing great men, stepping into the room. Denu, thank you so much. A pleasure to have you. Thank you. It's a great pleasure, really great one, having every one of us here today. This is, gathering those that are really ready to fly. We are not here for those that are not ready to fly. We are not here for the chickens. We are here for the eagles, those that will soar. And, some of you that have seen my post recently, I think I came up with something that you will not be able to forget. That because you are SME does not mean you should smell. You should fly and not smell, because S doesn't mean you should smell, and that's the truth. You should not smell because you are SME. SMEs are actually the engine of any economy anywhere in the world. They say for developing nations, but the truth is, for any economy anywhere in the world, the guys that are just doing it, little by little, are the guys that start the main thing. Make the economy to go round and make a lot of things possible. Somehow it's been coined now. It has transited, metamorphosized differently, different stages, and some people will call it startups now. Whatever you feel like calling it now. But the truth is, is just some little ants coming together to make something happen for some people, so that we can get results. So it's really interesting that we are beginning to become more conscious of this set of people. We are beginning to become more interested in this set of people. A lot of things are, that this set of people supposed to have enjoyed, they have not been able to, because attention is not paid to them and their impact in the economy. Yes, the big guys can, wag their tail, and they do a lot of stuff when they do such. But the small guys, they are like the small points that when you remove them, of course, so it's no longer complete. So we are grateful for them, and we feel like there's need for that foundation, because eventually SMEs become those ones that grow up to become unicorn. But if you have not laid the foundation for your unicorn status, you become unicorn on the mindset, that small mindset. When you become unicorn on that small mindset, you're unable to sustain that weight, by the time it happens. So we want you to be able to withstand the stress. Yeah, I will call it. We want you to be able to withstand whatever it is when it gets to that time of very massive growth. So we want you to enjoy yourself absolutely. We want you to be able to get so much in this session. I await I await other speakers, and it's going to be a great pleasure, having them come around so that we can enjoy ourselves together. I'm just going to be here today, learning everything I can from the amazing people that are on board for us today. It's going to be very, very interesting time today. So, Emmanuel, are you back? Before we have our next speaker, do you have something to say to our audience? A lot of people are here now watching us from around the world, and they want to hear you say something about SMEs. It's going to be a great. Emmanuel, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you. Yeah.
Okay. The SMEs around the world wants to hear your voice.
Oh, wow. It's gonna be a very great pleasure.
Speak. I'm trying to, get our speakers to be on board. Okay. I think we have our next speaker, our first speaker for the day, right here already in the studio. It's a pleasure to have you. You're welcome. We all call her the Queen of Cash Flow, and she's going to be taking us on a very interesting journey today, journey of real essence and absolute value. She's got a lot, to share with us today, and I want to, be very attentive. I want us to enjoy ourselves and do so much, to learn from our wealth of knowledge, and yeah, of course, so much experience. Um, okay, Please, we would like to have you on stage now. Let me know as soon as you are ready. Okay, okay. I'm not getting best audio from Emmanuel. Emmanuel should be doing this now, but the audio is not superb. Okay, okay. I think we are good to go now. Okay, are we ready? Okay, thank you so much. I think she's still trying to. Sorry, I think we're having some technical issues from here. Trying to get the next speaker on board. Okay, we're good. Okay, you're welcome. It's a pleasure to have
Yeah,
you here today. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
Been great.
Sorry for the, will I call it, traffic jam now in the network connectivity. It's good to have you here eventually.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. And we have been
you're
waiting for
welcome.
you. It's going to be an amazing time with you today. We'd like you to share with us from so much that you know that is needed, for building something great from the foundational level. And it's a pleasure to have you share with us today the qualities of a great 21st century salesman. Thank you so much for your time and the quality you are ready to deliver to us today. Let me allow you,
Yeah, you're
take
welcome.
us on this ride, and we enjoy ourselves.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, first, before I speak, I would like to appreciate Mr. Olatunji for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be able to speak with all of you today and share my own little knowledge because I'm still learning like all of you. Okay, my name is, I hope you can hear me clearly.
Very well, very well. We can hear you.
Okay, okay. My name is Jennifer Segbe. I am also known as the Queen of Cash Flow. I help individuals make more money through safe and profitable real estate. I've been in the real estate industry for the past 3 years now, and I've been selling all my life. Now, when I say I've been selling all my life, I can say from the moment I knew about business, I have been selling. So I think I can confidently say that the only thing I've not sold is human being parts, because I have sold. I have sold so many, many, many things. I've sold products, I've sold services, I've in short, I've sold and I've been sold to. So I have been selling. And so this afternoon I want to talk about qualities of a great 21st century salesman. So before I continue, I want to let us all know that we are all salespeople. So you are selling something. There's something you are selling. So it doesn't matter your field, it doesn't matter your industry, it doesn't matter wherever you find yourself. At one point in time, you must have sold something before, or you must have been sold to. But it's very difficult to not be involved in sales. So we are all salespeople, we are all salesmen, we are all saleswomen. We sell every day. It could be an idea, it could be a product, it could be service, it could be something. But the point I'm trying to make is that we are all salespeople. So now I have just 40 minutes. So I'll try to be as fast as I can in bringing out these qualities. Now, these qualities that I'm about to share is it's a very practical. They are very practical qualities that have worked for me personally. So don't look at them like textbook material. They are very practical qualities that have worked for me over time, and they're still working for me. They work for everyone. They can work for you and I. They can work for everyone. So the first on my list is a 21st century sales person, man or woman, has a very strong and unique brand. And not just a brand, has a very strong and unique personal brand. Because so a 21st century salesman or woman or salesperson must have a very strong, unique, and personal brand, or has a very strong, unique, and personal brand. Now, one of the good way to build a very strong and unique personal brand is by having the KLT factor. Is by having the KLT factor. You might ask, what is the KLT factor? The KLT factor is know, like, and trust. I repeat myself: know, like, and trust. So, when I say know, like, and trust, what do I mean? People must know you, like you, and trust you before they buy from you. Now, the KLT factor is very, very important, especially if you are selling something that equates to high value. Hmm? I'm in the real estate industry, right? And I sell luxury, I sell investment. So before anyone would buy from me, they need to know me, like me, and trust me. And this can be achieved if you have a strong and unique personal brand. So if you have a strong and unique personal brand, your customers will be able to know you, they'll be able to like you, and trust you, then they can comfortably buy from you. They can comfortably do business with you. So if you see any great salesperson today, in the world we have today, that person has the know, like, and trust factor. It's very important. So um there are so many ways to actually imbibe the know, like, and trust factor, but I'll just chip in the basic way you can actually build your know, like, and trust factor. Let's go back to the foundation of business. The foundation of every business, you might say, to maximize profits, right? But there's something else that makes customer come after you and want to do business with you. Looking out of your competition, of course, there's always competition in business. So what's that one thing that makes customers chase you and leave your competition and choose you over your competition? That is value proposition. Now, value proposition is what your customer perceive about your brand, about your business, what they perceive in their mind that they are going to gain when they do business with you. And you can communicate your value proposition through your personal brand. And you can communicate that, if I want to break it down, through your mission statement, your vision statement, your goals. And so whenever a customer hear about your brand, oh, this brand would help me solve this. This brand could help me solve this. Your value proposition. How are you giving out value to your customers? What is your product or your service helping your customer to solve? Which need, which problem, which pain is your brand solving for your customers? Now, that's one way to build your KLT factor, by having a very good value proposition. That's for that. I really, really want to keep to time, so I'll try to be fast as I can. Okay, so what is another quality of a great salesman? They invest in their appearance. They invest in their appearance. The truth is that most of the time, people buy you before they buy your product or your service. People buy you before they buy your product or your service. You can't afford not to invest in your appearance. Now, your appearance could be your physical appearance, your online appearance, your logos, your branding, the way you present your sales pitch, your contact. So appearance is not just about how you look outwardly, even if your physical appearance is also a very important factor. So imagine you're selling a product worth millions of naira and you're supposed to meet up with a prospect. You're supposed to pitch to a prospect. You have a meeting or an appointment with a prospect, and then you just dress shabbily going there. Now, there's another realm of this. If you know you sell something of very high value, definitely your customers will be HNIs. And when I mean HNIs, I mean high network individuals. If you are selling to high network individuals, or if you want to attract high network individuals, that's individuals that can actually pay for your product and services, you have to invest in your appearance. You have to invest in your appearance. Now, you can't go meeting a prospect who is a HNI looking shabbily. They might just postpone the meeting immediately. They might just tell you, oh, something just came up. I need to go now, but we'll reschedule. And then they keep postponing you. Why? Because they didn't appreciate the way you were looking. Because HNIs are very shrewd and they are very down to earth. So a great salesperson invests in their appearance online, offline, through their contact, through their proposals, through their newsletters. They have a unique stamp. Like when you come in contact with their brand, they always leave a very good lasting impression. And if you have the money, you really want to do business with them. You really, really want to buy whatever it is that they are selling. I hope you all are getting me. Yes. Another good quality of a great salesperson is they have integrity. Now, I just said they have integrity, right? Now, let's link it back to building a personal brand and using the know, like, and trust factor in building your personal brand. So, your know, like, and trust factor actually help you build integrity. So, when people think of your brand, when people see you, after you've been able to make them know you, like you, and trust you, they'll be like, this person is a person of integrity. I can actually do business with this person and go to sleep. I can actually do business with this person with peace of mind. So, a good salesperson in this century, in this era, has integrity. You can't do without integrity. Now, there's something building, imbibing, and inculcating integrity into your brand does for you. They help you turn your customers to fans. So, your customers become your fan. Do you know what it means for a customer of yours to become your fan? They get to vouch for you whenever and wherever, willingly, like seamlessly. You don't need to request for them to vouch for you. They get to vouch for you with their whole heart, and they do it willingly without you even asking or requesting for them to do it. Why? Because they've come to trust you over time, and they've come to value you not just as a brand but also as an individual. Because people don't really invest in your business, they actually invest in you. And the only way you can make people invest in you is by building a very strong and unique personal brand, using the KLT factor, and then imbibing integrity in your brand. And then your customers turn to fans who can always vouch for you. And if a customer can vouch for you, that means a customer can actually refer you to anyone and everyone they meet that they think or feel need your service. And that's why you would have experienced that you sell to one person and then you keep getting referrals from that same person. Why? Because that customer is not just your customer, that customer that's actually turned to your fan. So that customer is actually spreading and testifying about your brand. So that's what integrity does for you. And a salesperson, a great salesperson, have integrity as part of their qualities. So, what other qualities does a great salesperson have? They know how to handle objections or rejections. It's very, 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 very impossible not to actually experience rejection or objections as a salesperson. Not everyone will buy from you. Not everyone is your customer. Not everyone is actually your prospect. And you can actually have your prospect and then they end up not buying from you. But it is very important that you know how to deal with objections. You know how to handle rejections. You know how to accept it. Now, I want to say this. When you get rejected by a customer, when a customer ends up not buying from you, instead of feeling bad about that experience, instead of feeling bad about it and beating yourself to it and probably shutting out the customer or the client, you can shift your mind into accepting it as a feedback. So, your client did not reject you, your client rejected your offer. So, it could be that your offer was not good enough for that customer or that client. It could be that the value proposition was not convincing enough at that time to that customer or to that client. It could also be that the customer may not be ready to buy at that time. So I want to that thing time sales relationship have different kind of customers and they have different ways they conclude on their buying decisions. So if you come in contact with a prospect now, don't always be to sell. Your mind shouldn't be that you. I've had prospects that have been following up for them 2 years, and then after they finally bought from me, that's how they are. That is how they are. So now, if you actually accepting objections as feedback, you'll be open to actually conversing with your customers. You can start a conversation like, okay, why didn't you? You could actually ask, why didn't you buy from me? What happened? Didn't I give you a good deal? Was my offer not good enough? Listen to their feedback. Listen to what they say. Listen to their reason, and you'll be able to learn one or two things that would help you in closing your next deal, in closing your next sales deal. So they could tell you you weren't so sure while you were giving me your sales pitch, or they don't trust you yet, or they didn't like the product, or it could be that there was misinterpretation of your value proposition or your communication process. It could be anything, but if you don't ask, you wouldn't know. And there's something that I do personally. Any prospect that don't buy from me, I don't shut the door of communication. I don't close the door of communication with that prospect. I actually still try to build relationship with that particular prospect. And most of the time, they end up referring me to their friends or their colleagues. So I end up selling to either their friend or their colleague or anyone that they refer me to. So if I had closed down the door of that communication because that particular prospect or customer didn't buy from me, I wouldn't get referrals from them. So see objection as feedback instead of feeling bad about it and putting yourself to it, because objections will surely come, rejections will surely come. The reason why this is very important is because selling is psychological most of the time. People buy emotionally before they buy logically. So before they conclude on a buying decision, they actually think about it emotionally. They attach emotions to whatever solutions your product or brand is promising to solve for them. So that's why handling objections or rejections, handling it very, very well is very key to being a very successful salesperson. Okay. So, what other quality does a thing to find textbook also? These are practical. Sales is very practical. Sales is a very practical something. Qualities of a very great salesperson is that they use the power of relationship selling. I repeat myself. They make use of relationship selling tech to sell their product or service or whatever it is that they are selling. The truth is that we are all made of relationships. We are all made of relationships. So, relationship based sales approach gives you a very high rate of sales success. So, if you are craving new customers, if you're trying to retain old customers, if you're trying to acquire new customers, you must make use of relationship selling techniques. You must leverage on relationships. Now, whose relationship am I referring to here? Relationship with your customers, relationship with your prospects, relationship with your clients. And there are various ways to actually use this technique. And there are so many ways, but I'm going to try and outline some few ways you can actually use relationship selling techniques to catapult your sales success rate to where it is now to another level. So one of the ways that you can use that I use to use relationship in selling my product or my services to my client is sometimes to learn about my customer or my client. I try to investigate my clients. I try to connect with them on a personal level. The truth is that no one likes to be sold to. It's not about them having the money or not, their money and giving us because of a product or service. So most of the time, most clients are very defensive. And that's why they keep rejecting your offer and not you. They keep rejecting your proposition because they don't want to be sold to. But if you use the power of relationship, if you are able to connect with them on a personal level and actually build a rapport with them, build a relationship with them, it will be very easy for you to sell to them. It will be very easy for them to buy from you. So I try to connect with them on a personal level, try to learn about a bit of their hobbies. Try to learn about a bit of their hobbies. So I was in a sales conference yesterday and someone actually, a colleague of mine actually said, try to learn their love language. And he said, oh, yeah, that's true. So try to learn about what they like. Try to learn about their hobbies, what interests them. It could be football. So if you have a customer that is probably a Chelsea fan or a Man U fan, you could just give in updates about their upcoming match. I'm a Chelsea fan. So imagine you're trying to sell to me and then you start telling me about how Chelsea is faring, how they're treating their new coach, and we get stuck in, see, I'm going to buy from you if I really need what you're selling and if I have money to buy from you. Why? Because you've touched me in a personal way. You've actually broken my defense by coming at me with something that I like, something that I really like, something that makes me feel happy. And that's what relationship selling does. Learn to give to your customers. Learn to just buy them a gift. It doesn't have to be end of the year before you actually give to your customers or give to your client. You could have a prospect that you've been following up with and you probably have a meeting with them tomorrow. Try and buy a gift. A unique gift. It could be a very simple gift. And take that gift to that meeting. And when you meet, when you greet, just hand the gift back to him or her. People like gifts. People like it. And imagine connecting with your customer that way. The person is already having that feeling of happiness. You're already sowing seed of happiness. You're already sowing seed of likeness. You're already sowing seed of trust in their heart by just that simple gesture. And they won't forget it. In short, they can even brag about it with their colleague. They could say, "Oh, this pen I'm using to write now, so person gave it to me. My lawyer gave it to me. My real estate consultant gave it to me." You know, because it makes them feel good about themselves. Which other way can you actually connect with your customer and build relationship with them? Avoid speaking about religious topics. Avoid speaking about political topics. Other topics that are actually touchy, sensitive. Avoid talking about them. Avoid speaking about them. Instead, see, that's why I said investigate your customer or your client. So when you learn about their likes, doing for fun and all, you can be able to then speak on those topics that interest them. So you avoid speak on topics that could actually irritate them. I hope you are getting the drift. So that's just it. Before I move to the next point, I want to quickly share a personal testimony that I have experienced and happened to me about this relationship selling technique. So I had a client that, or should I say prospect? Okay, the person is a client now, but when that person was a prospect, while I was following up with him, I had already tried to connect with him on a personal level, and I knew about his kids. I knew all the names of his kids. I knew what he liked, what he didn't like. And one day, while we were conversing, he complained that his son wasn't good in mathematics or any course relating to calculations, right? And immediately he said that something was dropped in me that I should actually offer tutoring that son for a while for free. I wasn't going to charge him. And I did that. So we drew up a timetable and I was teaching the son mathematics, teaching the son economics, teaching the son accounting. Now, it's not like I'm very, very fantastic in mathematics. I had to go look for the stage at which the son was, look for the textbook. I had to start learning, reading. So even as at the time I made that offer, I wasn't a fantastic mathematics teacher. In short, while I was at that son's age, mathematics was also my issue. But the way he spoke it, I felt that there was a need that he needed to feel. And I could see him I could feel that he was worried about the poor performance of his son. And I offered to tutor the child for free. I actually did this for a number of months. And he started telling me that, wow, he's seen impact on the son's performance. I was helping the son with assignments. And I was doing this offline, of course. This my prospect of mine is not based in Nigeria. So I was actually doing this offline. Guess what? This prospect had various properties. He had various properties, like he had active investments here in Nigeria. But one day he called me and he actually did like a conference call with his vice president there, and he told me that he can't help it, that he must buy a property from me. So it's either he buy a property or he invest in any of our investment schemes that we had available. And I recommended one for him and he actually bought. I've been following up with this particular prospect for over a year now, and he has been going back and forth. He didn't even open up to me that the reason why he has been going back and forth is because he had just properties. There are some that he even wants to sell himself. But when I offered to tutor his son, everything went well. He then opened up to me and told me that the reason why he has not been able to actually buy from me is because he had various plans to sell some of them, but he must buy some. Like he said, he must invest in me. That's the word he used. He said he must invest in me and invest in what I was doing. Do you understand me? So that's the importance of actually using relationship selling technique to increase your sales success rate. He later didn't buy a property, but he was able to invest in one of the investment schemes that we actually have. I hope I've been able to explain this point because this point is very important. Like, it makes your sales process simple, it makes it less complicated. It actually reduces your chances of experiencing objections or rejections. If you build a very good relationship with your customer, your client, it makes selling easy. So that's why I'm trying to buttress the point so you understand me. Okay, let's move on. The next quality of a very, very great salesperson is that they have emotional intelligence. I repeat myself again. They have emotional intelligence. You can't help it. You must have emotional intelligence. So, what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is the act of being aware of your feelings, being aware of your strengths, your weakness, and also being aware of your customer's strengths, your customer weakness, your customer's feelings, and then using this awareness, using, should I say, information to manage your relationship effectively. I come again. Emotional intelligence is the act of being aware of your feelings, being aware of your emotions, being aware of your strength, being aware of your weakness, and also that of your customer or your client or your prospect. And then using this awareness to manage your relationships effectively. Let me take a practical example. For me, I'm very, should I say, very active at night, most times if I want to be. So there's some conversations that I actually intentionally don't respond to until it is night, depending on some other circumstances. But I know that at night I'm hyperactive, I apprehend fast, I'm responsive. So during the day, right, I could have questions, enquiries, conversations, friendly conversations, but I could actually pen them and wait till it's night till I join in that conversation. And most of the time, it helps me 100%. I end up closing that particular deal that I've been working for. Why am I able to do that? Because I've been able to note that and observe that I tend to be more responsive or active at night. So that's me knowing my feelings, knowing my strengths. You can also do that. You can ask yourself, what are my strengths? Am I good in speaking more than I am good in writing? Am I good in writing more than I am good in speaking? Then focus on your strengths and always use your strength first. Then ask yourself, what are my weaknesses? How can I improve on these weaknesses? It could be time management, It could be not meeting up on deadlines. The truth is that all this affects your sales success. All this affects your closing deals. You need to be emotionally aware of your feelings. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible. We can hear you.
Can you hear me? Hello?
We can hear you. We can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Is anyone hearing me?
Very well. Very well.
Okay, I'll just continue. I've already been alerted that my time is up. So let me just be as fast as I can. Now I move to the next point. A great salesperson knows how to network and engage. Now, you must be a very good networker. You must network relevantly. You must be where your customers would be, where your customers hanging around. Is it offline, online? Where will you find your customers? So you should know how to network, and then you should know how to engage your customers. You should know how to engage your customers. The last quality that I'm going to talk about is a good salesperson knows how to negotiate. A good salesperson knows how to negotiate. It is very, very important that as a salesperson, you know how to negotiate. You know how to come into a favorable agreement for you and your customer. So you don't end up cheating yourself all the time. So you don't under negotiate yourself and then you start making losses instead of profits on sales. So I think my time is up now. I'm very, very sorry, Mr. Latiji, for taking much of your time. I just had to pass this point because they were very, very, very important. So I think I'm going to stop here now. Thank you for having me. And I hope I've been able to actually give value. And if there are any questions, I'll be actually happy to attend to them. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for your time and then the quality you have given to us. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to be asking questions, but not now. So, just like what we have on the screen now, our group, business MuMu group on LinkedIn, you'll be able to have questions there and then get answers. That are going to answer your question. Please join the group. Join the group, very important. That's going to be a community that we're going to be taking after now to be able to do so much more. A lot of points there, a lot of points. I wish we could just hold the time so that we can have more of her, but unfortunately, the time is not waiting for us. Yes, um, relationship is very important. Very important. We know how to do that with a lot of emotional intelligence. You know, you're going to reduce your chances of having rejection. Over time. However, rejection is not a crime. It's supposed to be a feedback. Tell you what you have done well, what you have not done well, how to do better, and then how to keep on working. So thank you so much again for that wonderful session. I really appreciate you. Like I said, I wish we could just continue all day, but we don't like to, cheat the time. Time is waiting for us already. Let's catch up. Thank you so much. That was, superb presentation of a very, very delicate subject matter. Skills. Okay, we already have here with us next speaker. He's going to be talking to us today on something very important. I think it's going to be a little technical now about the subject matter of branding now. Branding as we are supposed to have it for the fourth industrial revolution. So thank you so much for waiting here. It's been here all the while. Thank you so much for your time here, and it's time to bring you upstage. And it's a pleasure really to announce, the entrance of this great man. He's been the team lead for business MuMu design team, and he's been doing so well. Everything you see about business MuMu, except sometimes when I want to just show my design skills. But when you see those nice designs, you know that a professional has touched it and it touches well on them, on graphics. It's a pleasure to have him here today on behalf of the team. I have shy guys here, so I'm already telling them that, hey, you know what? Don't worry, I have your time. So, because I can't be rolling with shy people. And then he said, okay, it will represent the remaining people. I said, no problem, let's have it. And it's going to be a good time with us today. Dimeji, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you. Uh, thank you, thank you, thank you. You've been awesome. You've been amazing. Let people see your face. This those wonderful stuff. There's another great guy that just joined us, and it's a pleasure to also have him. Some time after now, they're going to be coming here. I think they need to teach the world what they know, so that we can leverage proper branding for the fourth industrial revolution that is here upon us. Thank you so much. It's good to have you, sir. Um, uh, I wouldn't mind if you can just go ahead. I'm waiting for your audio to be up. Your audio is not up yet. Let's have your audio so I can enjoy some nice time with you from all over the world. Your audio is not yet in the studio. Okay. Check if you have unmuted. Check if you have unmuted. Check if you have unmuted your audio. And if you have not done that, you can just step out and step in again. Maybe that will do a reset to the network and connectivity. Okay, we expect him to come back. It means that he could hear me, so it's just for him to be able to speak to us. Okay, he's back now. I hope that settles the audio. It's still not coming up. Yeah, just the way you did for your camera now, you can do the same thing, for your audio. Just mute and unmute it. Let's see what's up. Your audio is not here yet. Yeah. Okay. It's obvious that it's some trick from the network. The network connectivity must have been responsible for that. I can see now that we are actually unmuted, but we are not getting the voice. Speak to us, please. Wow. audio is not coming in. Um, okay, I guess you are using a laptop. You remove your earpiece and insert it again. It asks you for the option of using your earphone as mic and headset at the same time. So you just accept it for mic and headset. It shouldn't just be for listening. Did that make any sense? Okay, why not try to speak to us without the the mic, without the earpiece now, kind of. Okay, don't worry, calm down, eh? It happens. Don't worry, it's going to be sorted. Let me see. I think we've got another speaker in the house. I've seen some. Um, wait, mic is not muted. I expect it to speak up, but no. Manuel, are you there?
Very much here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You can go
Okay.
ahead. You
Well,
have
I
the
think it's
floor.
having issues with this. Okay. Okay. I guess we just have to be with Mr. Oladi. So one or two things here there. Okay. So just have to wait a little. So this time I guess we can just keep going over what on the very first session, and that session was very me. I learned quite a whole lot of things. You know, talk about the qualities that every 21st century salesperson must have. I think quite a number of things that are very crucial for everyone. Anyone that is going to be a good salesman, if you are going to sell, and these qualities are things that you must necessarily have, you must have. She talked about seeing objections. How do you respond to objections? How do you respond to objections? That's very, very important. you know she says selling is psychological, so there is always the point that there's always this tendency of your product, of the client, being defensive. Nobody wants to be sold to, but when it does happen that you face objections or rejections, how do you react and how do you respond to it? She also highlighted the fact that you need to leverage on relationships with your clients, prospects, and customers. You leverage on relationships, you make them become friends. So you break that defensive barrier that they usually have. You break it by becoming their friends, establishing relationships with them. She mentioned how she had to teach a client or a prospect son mathematics when she also herself, had to just go through it again and to be able to teach the child, and for the sake of what, just to be able to, establish that relationship, sake of the relationship, and it definitely paid off. So that is one quality that every salesman in the 21st century must realize and must put in place. Also, she talked about establishing great network. You need to be, as a salesman, you must be a good networker. You must know how to network offline, online, and in this age, in the 21st century, many stuffs are done online. So you need to know how to network online. You must be a good networker. Can we hear me? I would like to know if we can hear me. Okay, I'll just go ahead. Pending I get a feedback that we can hear me. So we learned quite a lot from the first session, and I want to say a very big thank you to our first speaker while we anticipate the second speaker who will be talking to us about product branding for the fourth industrial revolution. Product branding for the fourth industrial revolution that's going to be taken by Mr. Dada Oladimeji. So he's trying to fix one or two things here and there, and very soon we'll be having him. So just stay with us, stay with us. There is so much for you here. The largest gathering of SMEs. Are you an SME? What this is where you're meant to be. There's much for you here. Okay. One thing the first speaker said that struck with me was this. She said that you should know that your clients, the good salesman, the 21st century good salesman is emotionally intelligent. Is emotionally intelligent. So for you to be a good salesman, you must be emotionally intelligent. And now that's not what struck with me. Here's what struck with me. She said, for you to be emotionally intelligent, it means you are able to know your weaknesses and your strength and that of your clients. You must know your clients' strengths and weaknesses. And I think that's where the work comes in, and that's where the beauty lies in. So you must know the strengths and weaknesses of your clients, and it will help you in relating better with them. So a good salesman is emotionally intelligent. He must be emotionally intelligent. All right, and then the last point that our first speaker raised was that you should know how to negotiate. You should know how to negotiate so that you don't cheat yourself. Trying to please the other person or trying to make a good deal, and then you're not making profit. Obviously, every salesman is wants to make sales and wants to make profit. So you must know how to negotiate if you are going to make profit, and if you are going to know how to maximize and maximize profit. All right, so let's just wait a little. Okay, I think our speaker is up now. Okay, I guess Mr. Oladimeji is ready for us. Hello, Mr. Oladimeji. Hello, Mr. Oladimeji. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so while we wait, I would like to know how's the session been for you? What has it? Okay. All right. So let's hold on. We're trying to fix things so that we can have our second speaker speak to us. So like I was saying, in the introduction, I was talking about MuMu. You know, I was talking about how the name was derived. The name MuMu. So many people have. You yourself listening now, you're like business MuMu. You might be tempted, or you might have pronounced it as business MuMu. The Nigerian was somebody that is stupid or somebody that is not wise. But that's what it actually means. So MuMu is called MuMu. That's how it's pronounced. Actually, coming from three um, Japanese parlance for waste. For waste. Okay, and Buddha, Mura, and Ri. So those are Japanese words and stand for business waste. In short, we are when we say business more, we mean so that's what we're trying to discard, get more as you might be thinking. Out of the session as in all live sessions here on LinkedIn, live more sessions on LinkedIn where we've had so many speakers could speak to us at different. Okay, so if you've been opportunity to attend any of the sessions, I would like to know how session like for you. What did you learn from any of the business sessions? What were the highlights for you? We started. It wasn't this year. 2020. We started in 2020, and
We lost Emmanuel there, voice and video. Okay. Immediate fix is audio, but while we have that, we have another speaker already in the studio. It's going to be a pleasure if he's going to join us right away so that we wait for the media to fix. We have somebody who's already lined up for his session today too, to be able to come on board and allow us to enjoy the value it's got for us. Okay, sir. Are you with us now? Please speak to
Hello,
your
can you hear
mic.
me?
Yeah, very well. We can hear you. We can hear you. Thank you so much.
Hello. All right, fantastic.
Hello, we can hear you, sir. We
Yeah.
can hear you, sir. Thank
Okay,
you
so
so much.
I can speak on, right?
Yes. Yes. Thank you for helping us to standing. Maybe will join us shortly, and we'd like you to just have your own session, and then we'll have some nice time again with the next speaker. Okay. Okay.
All right, all right.
Permit me to just do a brief introduction. Okay, go ahead, sir. No problem.
To be here introduction, please.
Please go ahead. I think we are out of time, so I would just like to thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Digital entrepreneur and Africa's finest digital sales surgeon. I'm so excited to be here and value adding. Today we do not have time, and we have to go straight to the point. And we are going to be discussing cash flow, and that's a title of that's a topic. Am I still appearing on camera?
No, sir. We are seeing your wall.
Am I showing the
not
screen?
you. Oh, you're back now on the screen.
Hello?
You're on the screen now, but just by the side. You're not fully on the
Hello?
screen. Yes, we can see you now.
Eh. Hi, but now.
Okay, a bit. It's still cutting off some side.
Is it okay now?
Better now.
Okay,
Better now.
fantastic. All right. So today we'll be discussing business cash flow. I don't know why the camera is just moving away from. I'm right.
Very. Yes, sir.
Now,
It's okay.
fantastic.
It's
So
okay.
let's go on.
We can see.
So business cash flow explosion. How to sell more in the next 7 days with each funnel in the last 7.5 weeks. In Africa, in Europe, all, and it do with the unavailability and the not being exacting knowledge that brings about the results. Just not being exposed to those certain knowledge that brings about this. So what we are going to be teaching here today will help us know the things that we can put together that can help us to get better results. Yes. So first of all, let me just give a brief what cash flow is in business. Cash flow is the movement of money in and out of a business, and they have a cash to attend to needs such as marketing and advertising, payment of salary, expenses, purchase of new equipment. When there is this and there is no cash flow there is 100% certainty that will not stand the test of time. Because in business, you need money to move. So now, and let's talk about the product or service.
We lost him already. Are you audible now? The major, are you audible now?
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead, sir, please.
Okay. So the next thing is that product must the product must be visible. If you have your product is the best kept secret, it will not profit you. You understand? A very good product with wacky, very with mega distribution, we outperform a very terrible product mega distribution. So if your product is not getting seen, there's no way. Then the next thing is it was able to perform because when people buy the product and the product works for them, the product itself of HMRs are word of mouth marketers. People that are telling people about what benefit they have derived from using your product. And those kind of audience who telling people about what you've done for them, they convert faster than when you're trying to reach those a new audience. Then the last one is it must be able to build access. So basically, we are not here to discuss about the product, the strategy that you can put in place to get outrageous conversion or just sale in your next product launch. So we go to the next slide. So I'm not displaying I have it, but I'm going to discuss that. So I'm talking about the funnel. The one each funnel. That's one each funnel. I'll bring you. That fantastic. I'm looking forward to. And before you do that, to do is to do your product science. What is product science? Science means knowledge. Having a proper understanding of the product that you want to sell. Having a proper understanding of the product you want to sell. Say, for instance, you are in the solar energy business, or let's say, for instance, you're in the sell the haptic solution. You need to understand the product. How does the product work? Of this product. That's number one, the product science. Then number two, the knowledge of this product will help you to do your audience research the right. The knowledge of the product to do your audience research the right way. Then while doing your audience research, the outcome of your audience research is your proper customer avatar creation. Your proper customer avatar creation. What people are in need of your product, the ideal customer to promote or sell. Then the next thing is you need to generate interest and target from the avatar. You already generate customer avatar, which consists of maybe the customer, maybe they are male within the age of 40 and they work in a specific organization. They live in a particular. These are the kind of food they eat. These are the kind of places they go to. All right, that's your customer avatar. Now you want to media. It could be you can use a video like YouTube, like search engine system like Google. Understand? So avatar helps you to have the knowledge of the target audience. So the next thing to do is to go to that app and create for yourself and interest a target of audience that you want to promote your product to. So now you've not started doing the hat, the back end before you start doing your promotion. Because successful launches, most successful services, most successful businesses, they do well back end is not from the front end. It is they do before the launch that determine the result. So if you have not taken time to draw a very sophisticated plan for your success, you are most likely not get the success. Then the next thing is now you are going to prepare your follow-up. Why am I calling up funnel action here? We talk about the product science, the audience side, customer avatar creation, the generation of interest. Now we are talking about the follow-up sequence. Now we have in mind that you're going to be these leads, you're following them up with messages. You're going to be communicating till they take the action that you want. A marketing principle, it takes 7 for somebody to see before they finally take the hand buying. Even you, who is the first time you see a product that you buy, it might take you seeing over and over and over and over. That's in for follow up. So now you've already gotten a comp of that's your customer have. So from this product, the knowledge of the problem, the knowledge of the customer, you now create follow-up sequence. It could be 30 in the 30 days email sequence, emails which go out once, like a mail in every 2 days. All right. Then, as part of the follow-up sequence, you are going to be having a WhatsApp sequence. I say you are going to be using a 1-hit funnel. A 1-hit funnel contains a lot of things to pull massive results. Now you already have on your table the follow-up sequence. You have the email sequence. The next thing is the and pre-sale. Let me talk about the lead generation and the pre-sale. Companies make sales by first doing lead generation. What you do is get data of potential buyers. You understand? And for you to get people to sign up, become your leads, there's something you give. There's something they see that you give to them in exchange for their email and their WhatsApp. And in this case, we are using a sophisticated funnel, which is your 1-hit funnel. So you're going to be using WhatsApp in this funnel as well. The thing you are going to be doing before you even launch a product at all. Because when you have done a very good job before the product goes out, when the product comes out, it becomes very commanders. All right. So you're going to be doing pre-sale content marketing, time-bound offer. Posting on your social media, and it's a little bit related to brand awareness. We are getting people to be aware of the product content. All right. Well, social media boosts or blast. You understand? The reason for this, the purpose for this is to create a waiting list for the product you want to launch. A waiting list for that service you want to start. All right. People is already getting wet. You're whetting their appetite for the big. All right. So let's say for instance, you want to sell a digital product. All right. Let's say a digital product that can create, perfect slide presentation. Before you launch, you begin to tell them about view, and give them a short ebook. Let's say a 12-page ebook down the schematics of fantastic slide presentation. Those people, they'll be willing to get that ebook from you. So with that you build a list. So when it is launched and before the product is launched, those people have been able to engage with the ebook, it becomes very easy for you to convert them, because they've already had a taste of what you can offer. You understand? They've already had a taste of. Sometimes you may not, because not all can be given out for free. You understand? You can engage them with content that will make the product you want to launch to be So let's go to the next thing. The next thing is the in funnel action. The next thing to do is to create your video, your image creatives. Audience with the product science. You know your product already. You have a complete knowledge. So this is going to help you to create the right video, the right image for the product. And as a matter of fact, because human psychology, buyer psychology, you cannot create one image and expect that image to be enough to get you the results of the entire campaign. And that is the reason for varieties. So you have to create video, 3, 4, 5 videos. You have to create images, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 images. All right, because at a point when you go on with your marketing, and then add fatigue. When a particular set of audience has been seeing a particular image or video, they've been engaged that content for more than 2, 3, 4 times, they develop a resistance image or that video. Because when they see it is no longer new to them, people are interested in novelty. That is the reason why
Wow, wow, wow. We lost the connection of our speakers. I don't know exactly why the network is doing this to us at the moment. Um, okay, I think he's back now. He doesn't know when he's off, and that's a very bad part of the network. Yeah, you're back now. You're welcome, sir. You
Okay.
have been offline, like 2 times like that, and you don't know you are offline.
Sorry.
Please carry us along. You are moving at a very fast speed.
Y-
Let's
Yes,
enjoy you,
it's
sir.
showing green here. So, okay, 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 okay. All right. The last thing you I said was still available online from you, so I can.
Yeah, I think you are already rounding off with blasting the social media bots and all of it like that. You know, after you have gotten your customer avatar.
Okay, okay, okay. All right, all right, all right. Fantastic. That's one. That's one. From there, I hope I'm still.
You are audible and visible.
Yeah. So I was talking about lead generation and pre-sale. You have to do before the launch. So I was talking about lead generation, the things that you need to do before the big launch, which I talk about using content marketing, content, uh, social media posts, create on social media about the product or the service you want to promote it so that people, be able to, you know, start getting their appetite wet before the product launch. Say that in the course that you are able to build your waiting list. This waiting list you also have to, engage them so that the list can be kept before. After you have done that, the next thing is to do the major promotion. That's the campaign. So I in this in this on this call, I'm going to be making reference to social media hacks, and I'm talking about an Instagram hacks. There are also that kind of hacks that they can run like YouTube hacks or Google hacks. Focus is going to be on Facebook IG. Now, at you run an ad on Facebook. You run an ads that helps you to collect fresh leads. The ads will help you to collect fresh leads. The people that engage with your video or your image, when they click on the ad, they land on your landing page, which has your opt-in form. On that opt-in form, you collect their username. The essence of this is that anything can happen to your ad, owner of the ad platform. If anything happens, maybe to access the ad, you're able to use this email list, you're able to find people. So when you collect the leads, directed to engage with you on WhatsApp, it funnel. How to improve up your revenue in 7 days. How to sell one blow 7 days with just the last 7.5 days. All right. So when you collect the lead, you're redirected to your WhatsApp. This has given you a three-way communication system. You have audience. The higher your percentage, the higher your probability of conversion. What is the use app in all world? And almost every 1 hour, or let's say almost every 30 minutes, an average mobile visits, press open the WhatsApp app. So if you are able to message those people, you're able to engage with those people on WhatsApp, you are most likely to get them to key in your product. So now when you collect the leads on Facebook, they are directed to you on WhatsApp. From WhatsApp, you now sales page. On your sales page, they get full details of what you have to offer them. So that is all about the in funnel action. These are the action you take inside the funnel. Inside the funnel, you connected. Hello, hello, can you still hear me? Hello. Hello.
Dimeji, are you available now? Dimeji, are you available? Okay. I feel okay. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I will be rounding up for today's session of business MuMu. Don't mind me. Business MuMu. Uh, Anniversary, first year anniversary, Elevate. We have had very wonderful speakers who have spoken to us, and then one of the very notable speakers who have spoken to us is the poor network connectivity. The poor network connectivity realize that yeah, you need to be uh, uh, very, very, very alive. You need you need there's that connectivity that makes business to make sense. You must find, and permit me to call connectivity relationship. That's one of those things that I'm seeing out on in this. A lot of people just say, okay, yes, when I'm able to do this, if you are able to pick one common thing with all the speakers, you realize that communication is that thing that is very important, and this communication is actually in relationship. Whatever it is, that you want to do, business cash flow, uh, uh, you know, taking advantage of social media marketing, digital marketing, the qualities of a salesman, whatever it is, you realize that communication is key, and the relationship is very important. You must understand how this would work. You must understand how all of this, you bring them together and get the best out of it. So very, very interesting conversation we have had today. And I don't know, the network didn't give us the best that we wanted. We are going to be having, those sessions we are unable to have today, tomorrow, to just be like a round-off uh, kind of, just have them together. But definitely, we're going to be engaging you continuously on business MuMu group. So just go join the business MuMu group, and let's have some wonderful time there. And with it, if the can come up line now, maybe just give just something bring some going. I'm actually, I hope I'm busy. I'm let me know that in the session. I'm audible and people know in the comment section. Uh, um, appreciate every of us have been here. I did not be on fair. Yeah. Uh, um,